Hello everybody, and welcome back! We're on episode 6. We're going at it again. I got a lot of stuff to show you guys again, because it's been 6 days, I think, since I last recorded slash played. Oh, last record. I played. I got a couple things to show you. So let's get into it. I got pigs, finally. This was actually last night. Finally got some pigs. They actually should be breedable. Let's see. I don't know why, I think the pigs keep going into this like alcove thing. For some reason, it says breedable. Oh, I think it's because I can eat the carrot. There we go. No? Okay, whatever. I don't know what's up with that. So put that away. Either way, we got those. Then the kitchen wasn't here last time, but there might have been 2 diamond chests, or there might have been no diamond chests here. And that's because I made these diamond chests to drop loot bags into, because we were running out of storage. And then I cleared out a bunch of the loot bags, and this is kind of what we're left with, which is going to be a lot of enchanted books, and kind of oddball potions, and sort of random stuff. A lot of enchanted books that are really cool, though, especially these ancient tomes, because ancient tomes are always going to be the highest tier of that enchantment. And I have Unbreaking 3 down here, Soulbound, and Sharpness 5, which we're going to put on the sword later. I'll talk about the sword later, though. Then down here, our power system, while we're talking here, let's turn that on. So that'll fire. Let's just make sure it actually has juice. Juice, good. Seeds, yes. All good. Over here, we have AE2 stuff. In this chest, we have AE2 stuff. I made a bunch of stuff that would help us get started, so I don't have to wait and do all the stuff kind of like last season where I kind of got into it, but then I didn't because it took so long. But that was also because we were using EU instead of RF. Power, that means RF power instead of the EU power. So we're using RF, redstone flux, as opposed to whatever EU stands for. And these are just a bunch of components we're going to use for AE potentially today. Let's go above ground though, because I added an anvil back here. And then, I don't remember if I showed the vacuum chest or not. Either way, we have a chest down here, and that's where all the loot bags came from. And I'm sure that vacuum chest is actually pretty backed up by now. Yes, he's not even picking up the string. So that's a problem. And if you'll notice, there's stairs here now, and there's a house when we come up here. I think last time we were still just jumping out. Now we have a house. We have a well. Ooh, Enderman. Guess we gotta fight our way to the Enderman. Come here, buddy. Is he standing in grass or something? Why didn't he want to fight me? Alright, whatever. We'll get a crit on him. Or not. Hey! Dude! And we got an ender pearl. Nice. Oh, there's another one. The reason we're doing this is so we can get to the end. Whoa, you're not supposed to be able to teleport once I hit you. This is whack, yo! Alright. That was nonsense. The sword specifically states that they can't teleport once we hit them. Whatever. Sleep real quick, get rid of the rest of the mobs that might spawn, walk into our village here. As you can see though, the house, fading away here. Nice and easy. I like this house. You know, we had these 2 styles and they were going to look really similar if I just kept building like this. So I decided to give this one a little flair, if you will. And then in the house, oh yeah, I extended the path too. Nice and, you know, keeping it like this. And a well, nothing, I think it's like 2 deep, nothing crazy. And then started using these bags. Let's eat an apple pie. Alright, in this house, we have this floor, which I really like, actually. I think it looks really clean, even though it has like this mixed dirty texture, sort of. But I set up our machines here, sort of. I made a couple alloy smelters, a couple sag mills, just to kind of get stuff started if I needed it. For any other projects, it's, you know, it's just crafting. I think if I press R on it, nope, doesn't work. Alright. Really simple. Alloy smelter is just furnaces, an iron, and basically more iron. This is a copper and a gold nugget to make it crafting components, basically. And an alloy smelter, that's this block, is basically a furnace, a glorified furnace. But you can also make alloys with it, and by alloys I mean, I don't have any alloys in here at the moment. But what I mean by alloys are things like conductive iron or dark steel. Dark steel is probably the best example because that's what the ender is made out of. If we look at the ender recipe, woo, interesting. Dark steel, if you click on this, we'll see alloy smelter. It's obsidian, coal dust or powder, and iron. And that's how we would make it. So if we wanted to make another ender or anything from dark steel, we would need that. And same with the sag mill. The sag mill is basically a crusher, which is what doubles our ores. And then we have 2 power cells here. And that's kind of it. I'm going to improve this roof at some point. And then right here we have this modular storage, which you might recognize from HermitCraft. Hermit Pack that I played. We use these, and we had them all in one place. I have them again because they are really good at holding 200 items or more, or 100, 200, 300, depending on which tier we make. And I made the 200 tiers for all the ones I'm about to show you guys. So this is kind of our valuables. I might have some things that you're like, why is that valuable? Like a power cell card. But it's just, I only made 4 of them, so we had to kind of stick stuff into very broad categories. And so if you'll remember, there's nothing in this chest, by the way, it's just for looks. If you'll remember, in this house, we had these guys over here, and we had blocks in them. All those blocks are moved to here now because it's just so much simpler to drop stuff off and pick stuff up. Not to mention we can search in this, so if we want planks, for example, we can search for planks and easily pick them up. So yeah, I decided the drawer system is great if you're going for like super bulk storage and you want it visual. This house is in here, I'm only going to come up here to get the stuff out of the house, so I don't need it to be visual. I'm perfectly fine with building a house that acts as a glorified chest. So that's all this house basically is, It's not like these houses have a lot of function, but we will give them some more decoration later on with DecoCraft. It's a mod I have, and I've had in like a lot of the packs I played, but I've never actually used it. And there's a ton of stuff we can use to decorate these houses and the villages, or village. And this is just, I don't know, this is just random chest. And then here we have another one, and this is kind of our loot. This is where we got, like all the stuff we got from loot bags, minus the enchanted books and like a couple other things are in here. So this is kind of the doesn't fit into the other categories chest is kind of what this is. And then around it we have the armor, which does stack nicely in this. I tried stacking like the wands. They do not stack. At first I thought I figured out a way to dupe them through that because it was giving me more and more of them, but as soon as I tried like moving them around in my inventory, they disappeared. So that's this house now. This is still like main storage, but at the same time it's specific storage. And then, just the well again. And then I'd overhauled the food storage again as well, because up here we had this, and that was quickly running out of space because our farms over there, producing spinach and mushroom, kind of got out of hand. Way too much mushroom, way too much spinach. See, look at this. If we look at spinach, we have a lot of spinach. So, and same with mushrooms, we have a lot of mushrooms. So I had to stop that altogether. We're not growing those anymore right now. And this is where anything growable goes. Saplings, food, industrial hemp fiber. Lily pads aren't growable necessarily, and inferium essence I don't actually want in here. That doesn't belong in here. Okay. Good thing we caught that. And then, yeah, there's a lot of room up here to put other stuff, and I'm not sure what we're going to do with that. But I had the storage the way it was, and it just wasn't practical. There was no good way to interact with that storage, so it got really frustrating to try and play and do stuff when I couldn't find or access things easily. Yeah, that's kind of why I decided to do that, the modular storage, even though I plan on doing AE and that's kind of make all that obsolete. In a way, I'm going to try to keep them. It's just going to be a little difficult. I don't know exactly how difficult, but it's definitely going to be difficult. And then over here we have, this is where spinach was. You might not know that actually. This might have been mushrooms. I don't even remember. But yeah, I took it out. Same over there. That used to be mushrooms and or spinach. That's carrots now because we need to feed our pigs. But down here we have one plant, which is a Certus Quartz crop, which gives us Certus Quartz essence. And that's because to do AE, we need Certus Quartz. And while mining for it is an option, and I don't mind mining, every minute I'm spending mining looking for Certus Quartz is a minute I can't record, unless you guys want to see me just mine. I could do a time lapse of it mining, but again, it'd just be like an hour of me mining and then finding like 12 Certus Quartz. So I decided to take the opportunity to test something which is if the seed will multiply. That's why I only made one. Easiest way to see if there's more. Also, they're expensive to make. Um, so slowly we'll get Certus quartz from it. However, if it multiplies like these other seeds, the essence ones, we'll slowly get an entire field of them. And that's kind of what I'm hoping they do. And I think there's a good chance that they do. And then up here I set up a chest because I didn't want to keep coming over here to pick up the essence. And we actually have a lot of stuff in here. This is good. See the tier 4 seeds? I believe, I don't know if I've been slowly improving them off camera or I did a little bit of that on camera. Either way, we're up to tier 4 and I've cycled out all the tier 1s, tier 2s, and working on tier 3s now. Oh, whoops. These are base crafting seeds. This is another thing I didn't know where to put, so it kind of ended up here. Like the base crafting seed, because this is like a mystical agriculture chest right now. But basically we can repurpose these seeds later to get more essence, but it's not really that big a deal. Yeah, so I'm slowly trying, every time I come over here I check, is there a tier 3 seed? If yes, put it away. Because that way this will keep planting the tier 4s in place of them, and eventually we'll have all tier 4s. Then what I do is I take a tier 4, turn it into a tier 5, which at this point would actually be really expensive. Essence seed. Nope, that's not what they're called. Let's just see if we check where we get it. Oh, they're called inferium seeds. Okay, so yeah, if we get tier 5 is the max. That's kind of awesome. But yeah, tier 5 requires 8 supremium essence. Oh gosh. I think I did the math not too long ago, where one supremium is one supremium is 4 superium, and we need 8 of that, so we need 8 of these. You know, it goes down by 4 every time, so it's like 2 to the 5th to make 1, I think, which I think is 128 of these guys to make 1 of those. That's kind of why, I wanted this automated, and that's why we're slowly getting them up, so we can get more and more of that stuff, because it does make some really, really strong stuff. And then I got rid of some of the power cells. You started using conduits that I made, just the basic ones. So now we have extra, well, not extra, but we have only 1 power cell here per thing. And then I kind of ignored the top layers because I just haven't needed to plant a lot of stuff. We've been kind of good on food for now. And these are honestly more decorative than functional anyway. Because obviously we have dirt ladders going on. But anyway, that should be all of the changes that are obvious. Maybe you'll notice I am level 11. We used to be a higher level. That is because I made golden lassos. Oh, I have a lot of skystone. Forgot about that. We made golden lassos, and it said they take 8 on JEI, which is this thing. JEI is this interface here. It tells us that it took 8 XP, and I thought that meant like, 8 XP value, because like XP obviously in the game is a numerical value, and then there's levels. I didn't think 8 XP translated to 8 levels, regardless of what level you're at. I thought it was like the XP value of 8. I don't know if I explained that properly. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. Turns out it meant 8 levels, and we went from level 31 down to like 7, and I could only make 3 lassos. So that's why we're low, but that's fine because we have an XP farm. Oh, actually, mob drops is one thing I didn't talk about. Mob drops are in here. Remember how last episode I said these would be useless? I found a use for them. So mob drops just go on and... Oh, we got an enderman head, actually. That's neat. And ender pearls I'm putting in here, too. And yeah, simply because this is a 3, I just put 2 chests down. We'll probably just stack them a little bit or something. I don't know. Not really thinking about it that much. Let's open a loot bag. See what we get. We got a fire aspect too. Nice. Got another mob drop here. Oh, can't put bones in there anymore. Iron leggings, easily put away, and then light gray runes. I don't know if I've ever talked about these runes. They're pretty cool, actually. I haven't the up until now, at least until this light gray one I saw, didn't have the kind I could use. So like, all they do is change the color. Obviously, cost 15. Cool. Maybe we can see it better here. Oh, that's not what I want to do. There we go. Yeah, we can see. See how this is like a purple shine, and this gets kind of dulled out and makes it look light gray. They're not like, they're just cosmetic, but I think it's kind of cool. So you can change it. And I think if you put a black rune, it actually gets rid of the the shine altogether of the enchantment shine. So that's kind of cool. We might do that. Maybe if it annoys us on some of it. But or maybe something looks cooler without the enchantment. Anyway, I'm gonna put this stuff away, and I'll be back with you guys with a plan for the rest of the episode. Okay, here we go. I forgot to talk about the sword again after I cut out there. So, let's go back to the sword. We got this sword, and we got these three things that we want to put on it. Chances are I don't have the levels for it, but let's just find out real quick. In case you're wondering what the sword is, let's talk about the sword first. The thing that should stand out is durability 4000. For comparison, a vanilla Minecraft sword has a durability of 1561, I believe. The axe should have the same. 1561, yep. So this is a lot of durability. Next thing to note is its speed of attack is identical to all the other swords. For some reason, not a lot of the mod creators have taken advantage of the attack speed mechanic, and so they all just kind of use the base, which is 1.6 for all swords. Oh, okay. However, it has 15 attack damage. Our Ender has 7 plus 3. Our Ender's up 10, and that's with its empoweredness. However, Ender has Fire Aspect 2 and Bane of Arthropods, so it's great against spiders, and pretty much nothing else. The thing we're missing is looting. I still want to get looting for this sword, or a different sword, but either way. This is the sword we want. This is going to be so we can take on a roguelike dungeon. So, step 1, oh. Is that not how you... Can you put... Oh, I can combine those two. That's kind of neat. Can you put regular books on it? Okay. Maybe that's not how you use ancient tomes. Interesting. Before we put soulbound on it, how do we use ancient tomes? Do we just... Okay. Let's see. If we can get that back. The only enchantments I can... Oh, wait, no. Unbreaking. Unbreaking, yep. So I can have all the standard... Wait, was sharpness on there? Yeah, sharpness 1 through 5. That's concerning. How do we apply an ancient tome to an item? It doesn't even give us a reason like too expensive or anything. Can't combine those two. I can combine these two. Quick pause. Time to Google. Okay. That kind of ruins everything. So, ancient tomes are really cool. Not what I thought they were, though. They have to be combined with another book of this type in order for it to, like, you can't apply an ancient tome to anything. You would need, let's see, do we have it? Like, we have an efficiency here. Do we have an efficiency here? No, of course not. Basically, if you combine an efficiency 5 book with an efficiency 5 ancient tome, you can get an efficiency 6 enchanted book that you can then apply to a piece of equipment. You cannot apply an ancient tome by itself, which is honestly a bit of a bummer, because I was perfectly content with having these max level enchants. So we still have a really cool sword. What would we get if we just enchant the XP boost? It's garbage. Honestly, I'm really bummed out now, and I'm not even sure what I want to do. Let's put the sword away even. Don't need it right now. I guess, I spent a lot of time talking already, so let's quickly check out some AE stuff. There's just a few things I want to test, and that's, that actually might not be what I want to do. I'm so bummed out right now. Let's see. We need a storage bus, I think is what it's called, which is a piston, a regular piston, and an ME interface, which is another one of these. Iron ingots and glass. Okay. So we'll grab these guys. Let's head up to our sort of crafting area. What I want to test basically is if these things interact with ME the way I would imagine they do. And it's hard to describe what that way is without just doing it. But I'll try. So these things obviously are like, they're an inventory of some sort. And with that, I wonder if you can take items in and out of it using the ME system rather than directly interfacing this, because this isn't a pretty interface. I don't like this. It works, but it's not great. And I went to the wrong one. I meant this one. We have black stained glass. And that's about it. So I should cook up some sand. But I did see one other glass somewhere, so this shouldn't be a problem. Let's put that there. Furnace. And it's gonna go. Actually, we could use one of those acceleration wands that we have. We could charge it, but here we go. One glass. Right. We should have everything we need. ME interface, cool. And then we needed a piston, a sticky piston. Okay. Pistons are the one thing that like my storage system is not set up to craft easily. So let's grab I was gonna say a stack of cobble, but 21 cobble, why not? That's all we got. And some oak wood planks. And I'm just gonna drop these into the valuables chest because that's kind of the one I use mostly for crafting. So like we can do this, we can do this. And now if we click on this and go over here, we can have it make 2 of those very nicely. And then we can just like tell to put those away. So this is a crafting group, but again, it's not as smooth or nice as the ME system. Or at least the ME interface. I'm not even talking about the whole system. Mob drops, mob drops, mob drops. I need a slime ball. Don't shoot me, don't shoot me. Got it. Alright, slime ball. Cool. And should be shapeless. Storage bus. Neato. Alright, let's get back down. Grab our ME stuff. As far as I know, you don't need a controller with AE2 unless you need additional channels on the same network. I think a single like cable thing can handle 2 of it on its own. I don't know why I did 2 there. We could have just done the 1. We don't need a lot of cable. But basically, so let's... I mean, we can just test it right here. We don't even need to test it on that thing first if what I think is going to work was going to work. So basically that. Let's put another cable there just for fun. And it's offline. That makes sense. And this is... Okay, so to get it online, I don't think we can just plop a bank next to it. Do not think this will work. Yeah, that's set to output. Okay, so what I think we need is what's called an energy acceptor. Let's put that back down there for now. Acceptor, yep, this guy, which is quartz glass. So I need glass. Good thing we're smelting that up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In case you're wondering how I'm grabbing them in such weird stack amounts, it's the scroll wheel. It's part of inventory tweaks, part of a modded thing. Pretty nice stuff. Let's grab the glass. Of course, I could have just grabbed iron and a fluix crystal, but we're gonna keep running around. Nope, not that chest. This chest. I have the iron. I just need a fluix crystal. Okay, I don't know why I put this guy back at all. I'm just gonna grab him again. So that connects, which is good. And now if we put this guy here, he's draining, and the device is online. Okay, so it works with chests, and we don't even need a controller. We don't need to do anything fancy. all we're doing is using this to interface with this chest. I can take stuff out, I can drop stuff right back in. Sure, it goes there, but it doesn't matter where in the chest it goes. Actually, that even went... Interesting. Okay, but this is really good. And this is draining 3 RF per tick, which is totally manageable. So, now the real test comes. How does this interact with these guys? I'm really hoping it interacts the same way it would as if this was a chest. That's the hope here. Put that down. Put that down. And honestly, just do that. And then, for right now, we'll do this. We'll just put that guy there. And the bank on top again. So it drained a little extra to bring the device online. Oh, it works. It works, guys. We can see everything. I'm not super fond of this super lengthy thing. Is there? I think there was a toggle sorting. JEI synced. Tall centered column. Small centered. I mean, I like tall more than centered, but... Or do I? This seems more intuitive, but it's so small. Well, that's just something I'll finicking around with, I guess. But it works, so we can just take stuff out seamlessly. We can drop stuff back in, and it's right there. And okay, so like we have a lot of redstone ore in here, right? Does that represent it the way I imagine it would? Yeah, so this will actually sum it up for us and make it easier for us to see how much of it we have. And it's really not that expensive to make. So this is draining 3 RF per tick, which we can just hook up to these guys into our mainframe network essentially, and it'll be good. And then I'm not saying I want one of these in each house. Ideally, I want to run a cable underneath all these houses, connecting up all of them. The problem with that I foresee is that it's going to put stuff randomly back in between them. So to solve that, I don't have a solution yet. Short of using the filtering option on the storage bus right here, I think that's what this is. I don't really know. Input bidirectional, extract only, insert only. Oh, that's kind of cool. Only extractable items will be visible. Report inaccessible items. Items that cannot be extracted will be visible. Interesting. Configures partition based on currently stored items. Okay. That's stuff I've never messed around with. And I don't intend to start right now. I do intend to eat something. Or drink something in this case. Nom, 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 nom. Okay, yeah, I don't know how to solve that problem quite yet. So maybe for now, we're just going to leave that as the 1. But I'm sad, guys. I really thought that sword was going to happen. Then we could go into a roguelike dungeon tonight and just tear one up. But I don't know. I'm really bummed now. So I don't really have another plan. And I've already talked way too much for one episode again. So let's just check this for tier 3s. Yeah, 12 tier 3s. I think it prioritizes tier 4s a little bit, but I can't be sure, so I just keep taking them out. And actually, never mind. Oh, I have 3 Inferium on me. Yeah, guys, I think I'm just going to wrap it up here. I talked too much disappointment. I'm not hyped to do anything right now. So I'm going to cut it, call it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been episode 6. I'll definitely have a better plan for episode 7. Maybe I'll grind away to get us that sword enchantment, to get us looting, sharpness, unbreaking, and soulbound on it. But I might not. We'll see. Here, okay, I know we can do something. We can open this chance cube. It could be a terrible idea, but they look really cool for Halloween, so may death rain upon them. Whoa! Oh, this couldn't get any worse. I'm so glad we did that before building a house on top of it. Oh, okay. Well, I've got cleanup duty. Yep, I'm out.